After being Shen Mo's lover for 3 years, he grew tired of me. On the day he turned to marry the daughter of the Minister of Revenue, I left the capital in tears. Later, Shen Mo went mad searching for me everywhere, finally stopping me at the outskirts of the capital. Blocking my carriage were also the Deputy Minister of Justice, the General of the Nation, and the newly appointed top scholar. They all came to chase the runaway lover. Shen Mo was utterly devastated. How many people have you been a lover to? Tell me. Ding! This novel reminds you to click the subscribe button in the bottom right corner to read the complete novel. When Shen Mo brought Lin Shan to see me, I knew my time as a lover was over. Lin Shan held Shen Mo's arm and greeted me as if to show off. Song Cici, I didn't expect it to be you. When Shen Mo told me, I didn't believe it. The legitimate daughter of a third-ranked official, the most famous beauty in the capital, would willingly become a lover? I lowered my eyes, turning the white jade beads on my wrist. Miss Lin, you're joking. I'm just an orphan of a disgraced official, trying to find a place to live. It's not hard for you to settle down. Once I marry Shen Mo, I'll immediately have him bring you into the household. Lin Shan released Shen Mo's arm, twirling around the hall, playfully complaining. Shen Mo, look at you. Miss Song is a noble lady, how could you accommodate her with such a shabby house? Miss Song, I have a set of red rosewood furniture in my dowry, it suits you best. Once you're in the Shen residence, I'll have it arranged for you. As Lin Shan moved, she casually swept a jade vase off the table, smashing it to the ground. Shen Mo, you're so generous at the brothel, why offer these worthless trinkets to Miss Song? She continued to smash things, destroying more than half of the decorations in the hall in an instant. Could it be that in your eyes, Miss Song is even lower than the cheapest courtesan? From beginning to end, Shen Mo kept his eyes down, standing still without glancing at me. Only when Lin Shan was tired from smashing things and sat down, panting, did he look at me indifferently. Have someone bring tea. Lin Shan snorted coldly. Why trouble others? Miss Song, you'll soon be serving me tea. Practice here first. She flicked her sleeve, assuming the posture of the household's madam. Now, serve me the tea. I looked up at Shen Mo. Do you think I should serve this tea? Shen Mo awkwardly avoided my gaze, hesitated for a moment, then sighed. Cici, you'll have to get used to it eventually. Shan has always been generous and accommodating. Respect her well, don't make things difficult for her. Hearing Shen Mo's response, I closed my eyes, feeling a chill in my heart. Today's scene was something I should have expected from the moment my family's downfall began. Shen Mo and I were childhood sweethearts, with a marriage arranged from a young age. 3 years ago, my father was convicted and dismissed from his position, and all our family assets were confiscated. In despair, he hanged himself, and my mother passed away from illness, leaving me as an orphan. I rented a house in a small alley, and Shen Mo found me, promising that once things settled down, he would persuade his parents and marry me as planned. Before my father passed, he held the position of a third-rank official, and Shen Mo was someone he had personally promoted. Shen Mo's father was originally a close friend of my father's. And years ago, when he was imprisoned, it was my father who got him out. You could say their entire family lived under my father's protection. Moreover, my father was convicted precisely because he offended the Prime Minister while helping the Shen family. I thought, with so many years of friendship, they wouldn't kick me when we're down. For 3 years, I followed Shen Mo in ambiguity, not expecting that in the end, all he could offer me was the status of a concubine. Shen Mo urged me. Cici, don't just stand there, go make some tea. I snapped back to reality, picked up the cup of leftover cold tea from the table, and splashed it directly on Shen Mo's face. I, Song Cici, will never be a concubine. Get out! The cold water startled Shen Mo, and he incredulously wiped the tea leaves off his cheek. Song Cici, what are you throwing a tantrum for? If not a concubine, do you still want to be my wife? Look at your current status. Lin Shan covered her mouth, snickering. Oh, Miss Song's temper is just as stubborn as before. Shen darling, she's too proud to be a concubine, let it be. She's beautiful, maybe some impoverished, older widower will be willing to marry her as his wife? Let's go, Don't stand in the way of her bright future. As Lin Shan got up, she deliberately kicked over the silkscreen nearby. I reached out to stop her. Wait a minute, you broke my things, pay for them before you leave. Lin Shan snorted coldly. These were all bought by my Shen Mo, why should I pay? I glanced disdainfully at Shen Mo. Him? He only gives me 1 silver tael a month, can he afford these? These were left to me by my mother, worth 300 taels. If you don't pay, I'll go to the magistrate's office to beat the drum and file a complaint against you both. Miss Lin, with your wedding approaching, you wouldn't want to take a trip to the magistrate's office, would you? You. Lin Shan stomped her foot in anger. Shen Mo, are you just going to let her talk nonsense? Seeing my serious expression, not at all joking, Shen Mo knew I meant it and immediately trembled with anger. Song Cici, over the years, I've spoiled you to the point where you don't know your place. Over such a small matter, you want to make such a fuss? He pulled a few silver notes from his pocket and threw them at my face. If you don't change that bad temper, don't even think about entering my Shen residence. Shan, let's go. The two left arrogantly. And my personal maid Chui Wei stood by with a pale face, only bursting into tears after they left. Miss, your life is so bitter. Sir Shen clearly said he would marry you, why did he suddenly get engaged to Lin Shan? What is Lin Shan anyway? She used to be so respectful, calling you sister at every turn, and now she's acting all high and mighty. Chui Wei's voice was loud, crying in a dramatic manner, and I covered my ears in frustration. Oh my, stop crying, quickly pack up, and prepare to run away. The crying stopped abruptly, and Chui Wei's eyes widened in shock. Run where, miss? If we leave, what about the other gentlemen? I know Lin Shan well, she's narrow-minded and petty. Back when my father was still alive, a group of young ladies would surround me. And among them, she was the one who flattered me the most, eager to please. Even her maid would try to win my favor. But once, I accidentally saw her make her maid kneel on the ground and burn her arm with red-hot tongs. You wretched maid, you dare to say Song Cici is beautiful beyond compare, Song Cici is elegant and refined. If Song Cici is so wonderful to you, why don't you go be her maid? The maid wailed and begged for mercy. Miss, spare me, I only tried to win Miss Song's favor on your orders. Bah! I didn't teach you those words, you clearly praised her sincerely. The next day, the Lin family carried out a maid who had died suddenly. And I knew then that Lin Shan hated me deeply. Now she wants to marry Shen Mo, she certainly won't let me off easily. She'll surely find a way to get me into the Shen residence, and who knows how she'll torment me. Chui Wei was still hesitating. But we still have Lord Pei and General Zhao, they'll surely protect you. Protect me? After all these years with Shen Mo, did he protect me today? Chui Wei, don't you understand? Men are the most realistic. Once they have a suitable marriage, who would care about a lover? I bent down to pick up the scattered porcelain pieces. If Pei, Zhao, and the others also get engaged, and their powerful wives all gang up on me, I won't be able to escape. After I finished speaking, Chui Wei shivered, as if she could already see me being chased, and started crying loudly. Then what are we waiting for? Oh, miss, let's run away now. Chui Wei was tall, with large hands and feet, and worked very efficiently. In less than an hour, she cleaned the room and packed all the luggage, her crying never stopping. Shen Mo, that ungrateful scoundrel, heartless man, betraying my lady's devotion. I picked up the bundle. Your lady was a lover to 4 men, she wasn't that devoted to him. How can that be the same? The other 3, they were forceful and cunning, you were forced to do it to survive. Chui Wei was really talking nonsense. The other 3 were Deputy Minister of Justice Pei Feng, General Zhao Yun, and the newly appointed top scholar Gu Xiao. Except for Pei Feng, who schemed against me, I approached the other 2 myself. I've always been ambitious, whatever I do, I strive to do it the best, even being a lover. After becoming Shen Mo's lover, I opened the door to a new world. A man's benefits are so many, how could one be enough? I went all out and slept with every man I found appealing. Not to brag, but I have a good eye. Pei Feng is elegant and handsome, General Zhao is dignified and impressive, Gu Xiao is as gentle as jade. Each has their own merits, each has their own flavor. My careful selection, they must be the best. Once I leave the capital, I fear I won't meet such excellent men again. Alas, what a pity. I was filled with melancholy, and Chui Wei thought I was heartbroken over Shen Mo, so she kept sighing. Scumbag, vile man, back when his family was lowly, you and the old master didn't mind. The old master even helped him wholeheartedly. Alas, the old master had poor judgment, no wonder he ended up being exiled. As we were talking, suddenly we heard the loud voice of the servant Qingshi next door. Oh, General Zhao. It's only the first day of the month, why are you here? Chui Wei and I simultaneously shrank our heads. To be honest, fearing such situations, I rented 4 houses in the same alley. 2 rows front and back, each adjacent to the other, with maids and servants in each. Whoever comes, I go to their house. If by chance they come at the same time, the servant would loudly remind me, and I'd sneak out through the side door. The 4 of them are officials in the court, very busy, rarely having the chance to appear simultaneously. So I've managed for years without being found out. Chui Wei lowered her voice. It's General Zhao, should we go deal with him? I shook my head. Zhao Yun, after dealing with him, can I still get out of bed? Let Qingshi say I've gone out shopping. Among these 4, with Zhao Yun, I have a love-hate relationship. A serious young general, the capital's top combatant, skilled with a long spear. In every fierce battle, his spear is like a dragon entering the clouds and thunder, piercing the sky and opening miles. In his hands, I am defenseless, completely defeated, usually needing to lie down for a whole day to recover. Hearing Zhao Yun's voice, my legs go weak. Don't let him ruin our plans, hurry. Just as Chui Wei was about to climb over the wall, suddenly Zhao Yun's clear voice came from the doorway. I heard Chui Wei's voice, your lady must be visiting next door, I'll go find her myself. Creak. The door opened. Zhao Yun, holding a long spear, clad in silver armor, looked heroic and imposing. Chui Wei and I each held a large bundle, frozen stiff in place. Zhao Yun frowned. Cici, what are you doing? I glanced around and pointed to the carriage in the corner of the courtyard. Miss Chen is moving out, and Chui Wei and I are helping her pack. As I spoke, I gave Chui Wei a look. And the 2 of us awkwardly walked over to stuff the bundles into the carriage. Zhao Yun suddenly understood. Miss Chen is leaving? For the past 2 years, you've lived here alone, and she's taken care of you. Now that she's leaving, I haven't even met her. I should say goodbye to her in person. No need. I hurriedly grabbed Zhao Yun's arm. She's very shy and doesn't meet with men. Let's go back first. I have something to tell you. I firmly held Zhao Yun's arm, half pushing and half dragging him back to the neighboring house. As soon as the door closed, I breathed a sigh of relief, but when I looked up at Zhao Yun's face, I was startled. Why is your face so red? Zhao Yun's eyes were deep, and one large hand wrapped tightly around my waist, pressing me against the door. When you visit Miss Chen, you usually chat for an hour. Why are you in such a hurry to come home today? Did you miss me? His low voice brushed past my ear, igniting a fire, and my legs immediately went weak. Chui Wei gave me a look from the side. Miss, haven't you been feeling unwell these past few days? I wrapped my arms around Zhao Yun, feeling the hard armor and the strong body beneath it. Such a heroic man, after this farewell, will I still be able to sleep with him? No, I mean, see him again? Don't worry about it. As soon as I see General Zhao, I feel perfectly fine. Zhao Yun smiled lightly, lifted me up horizontally, and leaned down to whisper in my ear, half coaxing. I'll make you feel even better in a while. 4 houses, 4 sets of furniture. When we bought them, we were trying to save money, so this rosewood bed isn't very sturdy. Under Zhao Yun's exertions, it creaked all night, nearly falling apart. As the clouds dispersed and the rain stopped, sweat dripped from his sharp jawline onto my chest, soaking into my fair skin. Zhao Yun sighed. Cici, I give you so much money every month, yet you still don't get a better bed. I was exhausted, unable to move a finger, and replied perfunctorily. Tomorrow, I'll change it tomorrow. Zhao Yun got out of bed, personally fetching water to wash me. The warm towel brushed across my face, and in the dim candlelight, his gaze became obscure. Song Cici. My mother is arranging a marriage for me, the legitimate daughter of the Marquis Wang's family. I've heard she's well-educated and intelligent. I turned over, drowsy. Got it. Zhao Yun seemed a bit angry. Doesn't it bother you? I waved my hand. Don't worry, I'll fulfill my role as an outside lover. You. I don't know which words upset him, but he threw down the towel, flicked his sleeve, and left in a huff. Chui Wei peeked in from outside the door. Miss, it's a good thing you kept your wits about you and didn't get too cozy with him again. We don't have much time. Let's hurry up and go. It's not even dawn yet. Let me sleep a little longer. Chui Wei shook her head firmly. No way. General Zhao's temper doesn't last long. He'll calm down and come back for you soon. If we delay another day, are we leaving or not? Get up quickly. If you want to sleep, do it in the carriage. Oh, Chui Wei made a good point. Zhao Yun is quick-tempered, but his anger comes and goes quickly. We've argued a few times before, and within half an hour, he'd come back to make up with me. He's handsome, well-built, from a good family, and has a decent personality. What a pity. A pity indeed, but my life is more important. After being an outside lover for 3 years, Shen Mo is stingy, but the other 3 are very generous. Especially Zhao Yun, coming from a noble family, he was very generous. Over the years, he's given me at least 1,000 taels, which I've saved up. With this money, I can buy a house in the southern region, keep a few pretty men, and live out my days in peace, never needing to return to the capital. Chui Wei quickly packed all the gold and silver into the carriage. And the large furniture that couldn't be taken was sold at a low price through a middleman. The carriage swayed as it approached the southern city gate, but suddenly there was a blockage ahead. Chui Wei peeked out of the curtain and immediately lowered her voice in alarm. Miss, it's Lord Pei. Wait, why is Lord Pei arguing with Lord Gu? Gu Shao, as gentle as jade, usually conducted himself with elegance. Yet now, he stood with his neck stiff, his fair, handsome face flushed with anger. Lord Pei, what is the meaning of this? I have never offended you. Why are you making things difficult for me? Pei Feng snorted coldly, waving his hand dismissively. Lord Gu, you're overreacting. I'm just investigating a case. Search him. Gu Shao's servant cried out in grievance. Lord Pei, you're after a murderer. Our young master was just passing by and did nothing wrong. Why suspect him? The two argued for a bit, and some passers-by also spoke up for Gu Shao. I listened for a while and finally understood that Pei Feng was once again irrationally jealous. A moment ago, Gu Shao instructed the servant. Next month, go to the jewelry pavilion and order a set of headwear to add to the betrothal gifts. The servant pouted. Master, do you really want to marry Miss Song? She's the daughter of a criminal. How will that help your career? Gu Shao tapped the servant's head with a fan. Just go as I said, why so much nonsense? Seeing the servant's dissatisfied expression, Gu Shao patiently explained. A skinny camel is still bigger than a horse. Even if Song Cici is in a difficult situation, she is still from the prestigious Song family. Nowadays, with so many aristocratic families, as the son of a mere merchant, how can I afford to be picky? Marrying her will give me a good reputation. And many of the Song family's relatives hold official positions, which will greatly benefit my career. Moreover, Cici is beautiful, and I am quite fond of her. You have no right to comment. This conversation was overheard word for word by Pei Feng. He immediately frowned and accused Gu Shao of being a suspect in the recent murder case, ordering his men to search him. Chui Wei's eyes sparkled. Miss, Lord Gu wants to marry you. Lord Gu is really nice. Maybe we shouldn't run away? I leaned lazily against the cushion and closed my eyes. What, marrying me is such a big reward? Chui Wei, miss, I didn't mean it that way. It's just that women always need a man to rely on. I held up 4 fingers. I have men, 4 of them. Oh, no. I curled back my little finger. Shen Mo is too despicable, not worthy of me, forget it. I have a major flaw, I easily trust others. After my parents passed away, I lived in the capital with the last bit of inheritance my mother left me. Shen Mo found me, saying his feelings for me hadn't changed. And he would marry me as promised, and I believed him. Foolishly, I became his lover, waiting every day for him to come to me. Chui Wei, seeing my frustration, suggested I go out for a walk. I remember it clearly. It was August 15th, the Mid-Autumn Festival. A night of beautiful flowers and a full moon, a time for family reunions. The streets were filled with young couples, but I was all alone. While wandering, I accidentally saw Shen Mo holding a young and beautiful woman. Chui Wei was shocked and slapped my back hard. "Miss, look quickly, isn't that Lord Shen? Didn't he say he was staying home with his mother today? Is his mother this young?" Before I could speak, Chui Wei charged forward, hands on hips, shouting loudly enough for the whole street to hear. "Lord Shen, who is she? What are you doing?" Shen Mo was startled and instinctively released the woman in front of him. When she turned around, I recognized her as my former follower, Lin Shan. My heart broke, and I stared at Shen Mo in disappointment for a moment before turning to run away. Shen Mo chased after me and cornered me in a dark alley. "Cece, let me explain. Miss Lin's personal maid is missing. She's very anxious." As a friend, I was just comforting her. I bit my lip in grievance, looking up with tearful eyes. "Do you need to hold someone to comfort them? You don't understand, women are weak and instinctively want to find a shoulder to lean on when sad. You know I'm always kind-hearted. I really couldn't push her away." After coaxing me for a while and seeing I was still crying, Shen Mo pressed his temples in frustration. "Cece, be sensible. Lin Shan's father, Minister Lin, is now my superior. I can't ignore her issues. I have to help her find her maid. Stay here, and I'll come back for you in a while." Shen Mo just left me alone in the dark alley like that. I was shocked, angry, and sad, covering my cheeks with my hands and crying loudly when suddenly a man walked up to me. "Miss, what's wrong?" Through the gaps between my fingers, I saw a tall, handsome young gentleman standing before me. Under the bright moonlight, he wore white clothes, like a gentle breeze, resembling the bright moon, with eyes carrying a gentle smile, like a spring breeze brushing against my face. I was instantly mesmerized. Shen Mo's words flashed through my mind automatically. Women are weak and instinctively want to find a shoulder to lean on when sad. Coincidentally, I was very sad at that moment. So, I threw myself into Gu Xiao's arms. Gu Xiao stood still for a moment, gently stroking my back and softly comforting me. "Don't be afraid, I'm here." I wrapped my arms around Gu Xiao's lean waist, smelling the faint, pleasant scent of ink on him. Oh my, it was truly intoxicating. Shen Mo didn't lie to me. My mood indeed improved a lot. That night, it was Gu Xiao who took me home. After he left, I stood on the threshold, watching for a long time, while Chui Wei stomped her foot in anger. "Miss, he's already gone, and you're still looking. Could it be that you've fallen for him?" I asked Chui Wei. "Who do you think is more handsome, him or Shen Mo?" Chui Wei said, "Of course, it's this gentleman, Mr. Gu." "Then if I like him, do you think I should?" Chui Wei said, "But you and Shen Mo have known each other since childhood. Miss, you wouldn't be so shallow, would you?" I nodded. I wasn't sure before, but now I know, I might really be quite shallow. Chui Wei hugged my arm and shook it. "Miss, I won't allow you to say that about yourself. You must be too sad, too upset, too vulnerable tonight to rely on this gentle gentleman, Mr. Gu." Chui Wei's guess made sense. "It's really not my fault. Blame it on the beautiful moonlight tonight and your gentleness." To test her theory, when I wasn't vulnerable or upset, I sought out Gu Xiao several times. Then I discovered, Chui Wei was wrong. I am simply a person who appreciates beauty. I accidentally made the mistake that all women make, unable to resist being moved by handsome men. I rested my chin on my hands, elbows on the carriage window, watching the gentle Gu Xiao argue with the arrogant Pei Feng. Pei Feng wore a crimson official robe, with black headgear adorned with matching gems, accentuating his star-like brows and extraordinary demeanor. "Lord Gu, come with me." His high and mighty tone, proud and arrogant attitude, made me lose my focus on him. It was like this back then. Shortly after I met Gu Xiao, Shen Mo got into trouble. I don't know what happened, only heard that he was taken away by Pei Feng. the newly appointed deputy minister of the Justice Department, while at the government office. The Shen family had nowhere to turn, and in desperation, Shen Mo's mother came to me. Cece, this Pei Feng's character is like a stone in a latrine, both smelly and hard. I've asked many people to intercede, but I couldn't even enter the gates of the Pei family. I heard he was once your father's student. Can you plead for Shen Mo? Rest assured, your kindness is remembered by me. Once Shen Mo gets through this ordeal, I'll have someone propose marriage. Shen Mo's mother held my hand and cried for an hour. I couldn't bear it, so I agreed to go save Shen Mo. Entering the Pei house, I thought everything I did was for Shen Mo. Seeing Pei Feng, all chaotic thoughts disappeared. In front of me was only Pei Feng's face and those wolf-like eyes full of malice. He wore a black robe, relaxed, leaning on the couch reading a book. The door closed behind me. Pei Feng lowered his gaze to the pages, his voice cold as a spring. Song Cece, I said, one day, you'll come to beg me personally. I froze. Pei Feng, this wolf cub, my father told me long ago. This person is ruthless and unscrupulous, warned me not to deal with him. How could I dare? Back then I was young, his intense gaze scared me to death. So much so that I overlooked his demonically outstanding appearance. Pei Feng put down the book. Come here. I reluctantly walked over. Ah. Pei Feng twisted me with one hand and sat me on his lap. I couldn't stop trembling all over. Pei Feng lifted my chin with his long fingers. Scared already? I closed my eyes in despair. It's not fear, it's excitement, thrill. What's going on? Am I some kind of pervert? That day, Pei Feng didn't do anything to me. In his words, the delicacy he had been longing for so long. He just wanted to savor a bit, not devour me in one go. When I got home, Cui Wei helped me bathe and saw the large ambiguous red marks on my chest and neck. She was so scared she cried. Miss, was it Lord Pei? That beast. I nodded while sitting in the bath. Truly a beast. He didn't even go all the way. How could he hold back? Oh no, what am I regretting? Enough. Song Cece, you are Shen Mo's lover. How can you be so fickle? Cui Wei continued crying. If Lord Shen finds out, what will we do? He will. Oh, wait, he. Cui Wei's mouth dropped open. Miss, you won't be able to be his lover anymore. I was shocked, suddenly realizing. Lover? In today's laws, the nobility can have multiple wives and concubines, and even sell themselves as maids. What is a lover? There's nothing about it in the legal contracts. So Shen Mo and I, we actually have nothing to do with each other. I'm a single woman, I can sleep with any man I want, it's none of his business. Once I figured it out, I had no more concerns. First, I slept with Pei Feng. Pei Feng was very angry. Song Cece, is he that good, that you would go this far for him? I had half my clothes off, and hearing this, I angrily put my undergarments back on. Then I'm going home. Pei Feng pressed me down fiercely, punishing me with a light bite on the protrusion. Song Cece. You're too much. I moaned with my head back, hugging Pei Feng's neck tightly. Lord Pei, this humble girl is guilty. The breath on my neck suddenly became heavier. Then you must accept punishment. You know what, Pei Feng is really something. Shen Mo is average, Gu Xiao is too gentle. Pei Feng, with his heavy authority, always wanting to humiliate me, has a unique flavor. Later, I met Zhao Yun, who helped those in need, with handsome brows and eyes full of righteousness. Each has their own merits, I couldn't bear to let go of any of them. So I simply rented 4 houses, became their lover, making money and enjoying life. Compared to them, Shen Mo was weaker in every aspect, he should have been eliminated long ago. But I'm too nostalgic, I couldn't bear to make things clear with him. I never expected that in the end, it was because of him that I couldn't stay in the capital. After Pei Feng took Gu Xiao away, the crowd dispersed. The carriage left the city smoothly, and according to the plan, I found a temple to stay in the county 60 miles outside the capital. Those 4 houses were all rented by me, with more than half a year left on the lease, I couldn't bear to lose that money. So I let the servant Qingshi stay, sublet the houses, and then come to meet me here. I waited for 2 days, but Qingshi didn't come. Instead, I received a letter sent by someone he dispatched in a hurry. Miss, something bad happened. Lord Shen has gone crazy. A thick stack of letter paper, the first two sentences made me frown. Qingshi told me that 3 days after we left, Shen Mo came back. He asked Qingshi, has Song Cici realized her mistake? Qingshi, huh? Shen Mo sighed. Her stubborn temper, when will it change? You servants should also advise her. Lin Shan is a proper noble lady, and they were old friends. Could she really bully her? Qingshi rolled his eyes. Our lady said, she won't be a concubine. If not a concubine, does she want to be my principal wife? She herself comes from a noble family, which noble family would allow the existence of a co-wife? Shen Mo frowned tightly, pacing back and forth at the courtyard gate. I kindly brought Lin Shan to see her, the intention was for them to catch up. So her future days in my house would be better. But she threw a tantrum without considering the seriousness. I've been coaxing Shan for 2 whole days. Let your lady come out, I'll take her to the Lin family to apologize in person. Oh right, doesn't she know how to make peach blossom pastries? Shan loves them, have her make some immediately. Forget it, I'll go urge her myself. Qingshi reached out to block the door. You look like a peach blossom pastry. Don't even mention being a co-wife, even if you marry Our Lady as the principal wife with an 8-carriage sedan. She wouldn't be willing, she doesn't care for your Shen family, humph. Shen Mo laughed in anger. She looks down on me? Heh, she's been mine for a long time. If she doesn't marry me, who else can she marry? You scoundrel, stirring up trouble here. Tomorrow, I'll have someone sell you off. Get out of my way. Shen Mo pushed Qingshi aside and strode inside. Qingshi followed behind him arrogantly. Bah. My sister Cui Wei and I, our indenture contracts were already returned to us by Our Lady. I'm a free man now. Do you have the right to sell me? To tell you the truth, Our Lady left a long time ago. I rented out the house today too. Go marry your Miss Lin yourself. Our Lady doesn't care. Qingshi dashed into the house, grabbed a large bundle, and slung it over his back. Goodbye to you. Shen Mo looked at the empty courtyard, feeling a chill rise from the soles of his feet straight to his head. He staggered a few steps, grabbed Qingshi's arm, and shouted in disbelief. You're lying. How could Song Cici leave me? You must have hidden her. You wretched servant, where did you take her? You're coming with me to see the authorities. The two of them wrestled together, and Qingshi, being strong, gave Shen Mo a good beating. But Shen Mo refused to let go, clinging to his leg and being dragged to the door. Shen Mo's driver saw this and immediately jumped off the carriage with a stick, making it 2 against 1, and Qingshi received a good beating. Miss, my leg is injured. I need to rest at the inn for 10 days to half a month. Shen Mo has caught up. You and Cui Wei should leave first, and we'll meet at the next stop. I quickly skimmed through the letter, and Cui Wei stumbled in from the doorway, gasping for breath. Miss, it's bad, I was startled. Shen Mo is here, so soon? Even if he's here, there's no need to be afraid. I can just mock him a bit and make him leave. Why panic? I slowly got off the couch and flexed my wrist. I'll go out and humiliate him right now. Cui Wei stomped her foot. It's not Shen Mo, it's Pei Feng, Lord Pei. With a bang, the door of the meditation room was kicked open. Pei Feng stood there with his hands hanging down, looking like a demon, standing in the doorway against the light. Song Cici, you really have some nerve. After 3 years together, I didn't know you were Shen Mo's lover. He took a few quick steps and forcefully grabbed my neck. What else are you hiding from me? I struggled desperately, slapping his wrist. Listen to my explanation. Pei Feng didn't let go, his face still dark. Fine, explain then. At that moment, I heard a familiar horse's neigh outside the door. It was Zhao Yun's prized horse, its cry was loud and distinctive. I stiffly turned my eyes to look at the door. Listen to me, I'm not just Shen Mo's lover, I also have. Cough, cough, Zhao Yun, come save me. A long knife was unsheathed, and the blade flashed like snow before my eyes. The imposing Pei Feng turned pale and obediently let go. Zhao Yun, it's you. You and Song Cici. I scrambled over and clung to Zhao Yun's arm, fawning. Woo woo, dear, I was almost strangled by Lord Pei. He bullied me, you have to stand up for me. Zhao Yun tightened his expression, trembling as he spoke. I heard everything you just said. Song Cici, what's your relationship with Pei Feng? In the narrow meditation room, the light outside the window was gradually fading as the day turned to dusk. The door was wide open, and the warmth that had baked the room all day quickly retreated into the evening breeze. Under the intense gaze of the two men, I couldn't help but shiver and awkwardly laughed. Actually, we're all good friends. There's no need to be so tense. Pei Feng sneered. What kind of friends? Friends who sleep together? With a clang, Zhao Yun's long knife pointed directly at Pei Feng's nose. Watch your mouth. I hurriedly comforted Zhao Yun. He's not talking nonsense. My feelings for both of you are the same. Pei Feng laughed in anger. Heh, Song Cici, you've really opened my eyes. How many good friends do you have? As soon as he finished speaking, the sound of horse hooves came from outside again. Gu Shao stumbled off the carriage and rushed straight to the meditation room. Cici, why did you leave without saying goodbye, you, Lord Pei? General Zhao? The atmosphere in the room was suffocatingly silent. Cui Wei couldn't stay any longer and ran out in a fluster. Miss, I'll go pour some tea for you. Wait for me, I'll go too. Just as I took a step out, Zhao Yun grabbed my arm. Song Cici, stop right there. Zhao Yun was strong, and with a casual pull, I was in his arms. Pei Feng, filled with jealousy, strode over and grabbed my other arm. Zhao Yun, let her go. Who gave you permission to touch her? Zhao Yun sneered coldly. She's my woman. I can touch her whenever I want. Pei Feng, if you don't let go, my sword won't be merciful. The two were full of murderous intent, and I looked to Gu Shao for help. Dear Gu, you're good with words. Help me persuade them. Gu Shao's eyes were vacant, still in shock from earlier, muttering to himself. Lord Pei, General Zhao, you guys? Cici, Song Cici, how could you treat me like this? Gu Shao staggered back a few steps, slumped into a chair, looking heartbroken, as if he was about to cry. I lowered my head in shame. I didn't mean to, but as a woman, there are always a few days each month when I can't control myself. But I assure you, I'm not biased. I treat all three of you equally. I understand how you feel, so I'm planning to leave, not to cause you any trouble. Let's part on good terms. If fate allows, we'll meet again someday. I cupped my hands in farewell to them and, taking advantage of their stunned state, lifted my skirt and ran out. Just as I ran out of the meditation room, I saw Shen Mo holding a whip, angrily charging towards me. Cui Wei, carrying a wooden tray, was panting and following him. Hey, you, don't go in. My lady has something to do. Don't cause more trouble. Stop right there. Seeing me come out, Shen Mo's tense expression relaxed, and a smile crept up the corners of his mouth. So eager to come out and greet me? Want to come back with me? I'm telling you, this matter won't be brushed aside so easily. Just because something didn't go your way, you dared to run away from home. Song Cici, if you enter my Shen family with this attitude, won't you turn the house upside down? He said, putting on a stern face. If you still want to be my concubine, go apologize to Lin Shan. Shan has already said she wants to temper your temper. Go to the Lin residence and be a maid for a while. I rushed directly in front of him, spreading my arms. Shen Mo turned his head away. If you don't change that bad temper, I won't hug you. I slapped him away. Get lost. Don't block my way. Cui Wei, quickly, pack up. Shen Mo staggered a few steps to the side from my slap, barely standing, angrily shouting. Song Cici. You wretch, how dare you hit me? I've spoiled you too much. He turned around, menacingly lunging at me. Before he could touch my clothes, a long sword flew out from the meditation room, hitting Shen Mo hard on the back with a whoosh. The force was so great it knocked him down, making him spit out a mouthful of blood. Shen Mo struggled to prop himself up, turning his head, face full of shock and anger. Who dares to hit me? I'm an official from the Ministry of Revenue, you, General Zhao? Shen Mo wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, confused. General Zhao, I was disciplining my own lover. Why did you attack me? Is there some misunderstanding? Zhao Yun narrowed his eyes dangerously. Your lover? Yes, my lover, stubborn and threw a tantrum and ran away. I'm here to take her back. Song Cici, come here now. Are you going to embarrass me in front of others? I shook my head, scoffing disdainfully. You're the one embarrassing me. Shen Mo, I've made it clear, I will not be a concubine, let alone your concubine. Now leave. Shen Mo awkwardly stood up, trying to straighten his back, questioning me. As the daughter of a criminal, if you won't be my concubine, whose concubine do you want to be, General Zhao's? Do you think you're worthy of General Zhao? Know your place. Zhao Yun had just picked up his sword, and upon hearing this, he got furious, using the back of the sword to hit Shen Mo's shoulder hard again. How dare you? Cici isn't worthy of me, but is she worthy of Pei Feng? Are you blind? Ugh. Shen Mo spat out another mouthful of blood, his legs buckling, kneeling on the ground. General Zhao, what do you mean by this? Cui Wei kindly informed him. Lord Shen, to tell you the truth, my lady's relationship with General Zhao, is much better than with you. Shen Mo's eyes widened, his gaze darting between me and Zhao Yun, shocked. You mean, Song Cici, she also became Zhao Yun's lover? Impossible, she was clearly devoted to me, this can't be, how can this be? Cui Wei pouted, why not? It's been 2 years already, not just General Zhao, but also Lord Pei, and Lord Gu, they're all better than you. Seeing Pei Feng and Gu Shao walking out from the meditation room, Shen Mo's face turned pale as if struck by lightning, his whole body swaying. Gu Shao? Wasn't he just 18 years old 2 years ago? Song Cici, you're 3 years older than him. He's so small and young, don't you have any shame? I quickly defended myself. Don't talk nonsense, Gu Shao is not small, he's much bigger than you. As soon as I finished speaking, 2 dangerous gazes swept towards me. I turned my head to look around and quickly forced a smile. Of course, you two are also excellent, not at all inferior to Gu Shao. The worst is Shen Mo. Pei Feng snorted coldly. If that's the case, why do you still fancy him? Well, there's nothing I can do. He's the one my father chose as my original match. You know, my father's taste is bad, and I'm a person who cherishes old things. I coughed lightly and spread my hands. Since all 4 of you are here, let's clear things up today. Indeed, I've been your lover, but being a lover isn't restricted by law, so essentially, we're just friends. So, if anyone wants to continue this pure friendship with me, please raise your hand. No one moved, and I breathed a sigh of relief. This result was already within my expectations. Even if a woman becomes an empress, she has to share her husband with 3,000 beauties in the harem. But a man's noble self-esteem, even the lowest beggar, can't accept others touching his woman. In their eyes, I'm just a promiscuous woman eager to distance themselves from me. I shrugged. Then that's it, I'm leaving. I wish you all find a suitable virtuous wife soon. Cui Wei, grab the bundle. After walking a few steps, my skirt was grabbed. I looked down to see Shen Mo kneeling on the ground, looking desolate, his eyes filled with endless fear. Song Cici, don't you love me? Was the affection over the years all fake? I stopped in my tracks, concentrating for a moment. Actually, at the beginning, I was sincere towards you. Really? Shen Mo's lifeless black eyes lit up again. He trembled and said, will you cut ties with them and start over with me? I shook my head. That's not possible. I genuinely liked you at first, mainly because I hadn't seen the world. Now that I'm used to eating delicacies, I can't go back to the days of eating rough food. Let go. No. Shen Mo gritted his teeth, tightened his fingers, the knuckles turning white. And the crimson fabric seeped from his fingertips. Song Cici, are you saying this to deliberately provoke me? I'm going to marry Lin Shan, so you deliberately found a few men to act and provoke me, right? You want me to be jealous, want me to regret. I admit, you won, Song Cici, you won. Shen Mo's eyes were bloodshot, and tears faintly glistened. Come back with me, I'll talk to the Lin family and marry you as a co-wife. I slapped him directly. Co-wife, how big is your face? Now you're acting all affectionate, look at those three. Taller than you, more handsome, better family background, smarter, more promising, even better in bed. I don't want to marry them, let alone be your co-wife. Did the Shen family gravy emit smoke, huh? Shen Mo's face bore a bright red slap mark, yet he wasn't angry. Instead, he looked more fearful, more cautious, tightly holding onto my skirt. I was wrong. Not a co-wife, I won't marry Lin Shan, Song Cici, I'll marry you. As long as you come back with me, I don't care about the past. You wouldn't treat me like this, we were engaged at 7, grew up together. I spent every birthday with you, every lantern festival I gave you lanterns, each stroke painted by me. Shen Mo looked up, trembling all over, fresh blood trickling down from the corner of his mouth. Have you forgotten all of that? How could you leave me? You promised never to separate from me in this life. I kicked him directly in the chest. Get lost, far away. Ridiculous man, when I wanted to marry you, you put on airs, pretended, said I was only fit to be a concubine. Now I don't want to marry, and you're pretending again, acting all affectionate, disgusting, huh? Kicking Shen Mo over, I stepped over him, Pei Feng and the others frowned at me but didn't stop. I took the bundle handed by Cui Wei, swiftly climbed into the carriage, lifted the curtain and looked out. 3 men, each 8 feet tall, valiant, handsome, elegant. Standing together, making each other look even more attractive. My heart suddenly ached, my eyes involuntarily reddened. I clutched the window, leaning half my body out. Goodbye, gentlemen, I'll miss you in the southern. Hold on. I was about to lower the carriage curtain, when Zhao Yun suddenly tightened his grip on his sword and stepped forward. Song Cici, I will marry you. In our military life, we never care much about reputation. As long as you settle down in the future and stay at home to support husband and teach your children, I will forgive all your past mistakes. I sighed regretfully. Zhao Yun, you are wonderful, but I can't give up an entire forest for you. Let's leave it at that. As long as you haven't gotten engaged, you can come to the southern to find me anytime. And we can still be friends. Don't see me off, goodbye. I waved my hand gracefully. The horse neighed loudly, raised its front hooves high, and the carriage sped forward, leaving the 3 of them frozen like statues. After a while, Shen Mo's desperate scream came from afar. Song Cici. Cici, don't go, Cici. Cui Wei leaned out to watch for a moment, then withdrew her gaze excitedly. Miss, Lord Shen is chasing the carriage, and he's fallen several times, ha ha ha, it's so satisfying. Miss, your decision is really wise. These men, although they are handsome, only see you as a lover, none of them as a good match. When we get to the southern, where no one knows our past, you can find a suitable husband. Cui Wei, you're silly, the southern is prosperous, full of pleasure houses. Do you really believe that after marriage, it can be a lifelong exclusive relationship? Cui Wei rested her chin on her hand, lost in thought. Are you saying that your future husband will also take concubines? Well, that's true. Which wealthy young man doesn't have 3 or 4 wives? No, I'm saying there are so many handsome men out there, I won't be able to resist. Miss. Oh, stop arguing, I'm exhausted, let me sleep for a while. The carriage swayed gently, and I had a dream. In the dream, I returned to the capital with Zhao Yun. His mother was from the prestigious family, always looking down on others. And she strongly opposed our marriage, even threatening to die. Cici, you've been wronged, I will persuade my mother. Cici, that's my mother, why can't you just humor her? If you love me, why won't you make sacrifices for me? We both need to work hard for this marriage. Song Cici, is it so hard to please my mother? You're the daughter of a criminal, what are you so proud of? I humbled myself and finally married into the Zhao family. But what followed was endless disdain and torment from my mother-in-law. The love between my husband and me was gradually worn out by daily quarrels. In the end, I was desperate and rushed out of the Zhao family like a madwoman. The scene shifted, and Gu Xiao was smiling as he held me. My dear, the current Deputy Minister of Personnel, Song Ping, is your distant uncle. Prepare a generous gift, and let's visit him. I won't go. He used to envy my father, and going now would just make him laugh at me. My dear, you know how hard it is for a merchant's son like me to gain a foothold in the court. I work tirelessly every day, all for our family. Help me, won't you? Song Sisi, what did you say to your uncle? Why didn't your uncle help us? Song Sisi, why are you so useless? I fled the Gu family and threw myself into Pei Feng's arms. Pei Feng's mother died early, so there weren't many issues, but he was a workaholic, rarely home. I couldn't see him more than twice a month, even less than when I was a lover. He had many enemies and feared revenge, so he placed a ban on me, not allowing me to go out. I was trapped in the four-walled courtyard like a prisoner. And when I saw him return, I ran to greet him with joy. Pei, you're back. Let me tell you, today Pei Feng impatiently pressed his brow. There was too much work at the office today, I have a terrible headache. I'll sleep in the study, so I won't disturb you. But we haven't met for 2 months, Pei. Pei, wait for me, don't go. My head suddenly hit the window, and I abruptly opened my eyes. Chui Wei sat beside me, looking at me with a complicated expression. Miss, in your sleep, you called out General Zhao's name 28 times. Lord Gu's name 21 times, and Lord Pei's name 36 times. You still can't forget Lord Pei, can you? Why don't we go back to find him? From what I heard, he seems willing to marry you. Nonsense. Childish talk is not to be taken seriously. I clasped my hands together, leaned my back against the carriage wall, and my whole body relaxed. Buddha bless, thank goodness I didn't get married, how fortunate indeed. I, Song Sisi, vow to have handsome men throughout my life, remain unmarried, and serve Buddha. With Chui Wei, I smoothly arrived in the southern. The southern was bustling, and the magistrate Li, who governed this place, was once my father's subordinate. With his care, even as a single beautiful woman, I felt very safe here, living a very comfortable life. I set up a residence, spent my days planting flowers, teasing birds, shopping, and going on outings, feeling utterly carefree. After 2 months of this, Pei Feng suddenly came to visit. We tacitly avoided mentioning past matters, and I warmly entertained him for a few days. As Pei Feng was leaving, he suddenly asked me, "Do you still keep in touch with them?" I was momentarily stunned, then decisively shook my head. No, the southern is far away, and they're so busy, how could they possibly come here? Is that so? Pei Feng gave me a meaningful look, mounted his horse, and said, I'll come again in 3 months. After Pei Feng left, Chui Wei peeked out from the wall's edge. Miss, Qingshi has been accompanying General Zhao at the weapon shop for half a day. He can't hold on much longer. I waved my hand. Tell him to come back. I turned back to my room, and as soon as I opened the door, I found Zhao Yun sitting boldly on the bed, looking like a stern demon. Song Sisi, how much longer do you plan to live like this? You're only 22 now, in your prime, but what about in 3 or 5 years? If you don't find a man to marry, won't you regret it when you're alone with no one to rely on? I put on a stern face, walked over, and covered Zhao Yun's mouth. Shut up, say one more word and you're out. Zhao Yun, embarrassed and angry, bit my palm. Haven't seen me for months, and you're this fierce? We tangled together for 3 days, without stepping out of the room. I was so overwhelmed that for the next month, I didn't want to see another man. Chui Wei sighed all day. Miss, General Zhao has a point. No one stays 22 forever. When you want to marry later, you won't find anyone. You shut up too. Indeed, no one stays 22 forever. But every year, there are people who are 22. When they grow old, I can just find a few younger ones, no need to worry unnecessarily. I dressed up, happily took Chui Wei out shopping. At the end of the alley, a dark figure suddenly flashed by. Qingshi covered his mouth and spoke softly. Miss, it's Lord Shen. I heard he applied for a transfer to the southern and has been following us for several days. Ignore him. I casually plucked a willow leaf and threw it on the ground. Affection that comes late is cheaper than grass. I stepped on it and walked toward the lake. Hurry up, let's go boating. It just rained yesterday, and the mist is the most beautiful. I walked briskly ahead. Without looking back, I didn't glance behind me.